Hi and welcome. I'm Leah Kearns and I'm the founder of WeBeing, which is a co-working platform that specializes in co-learning. And so here alongside our other community members, I really want to go live today and address something that's really been keep coming up for me. And it's around the fact of sharing the mental load in work and lifestyle. Now, here's what I mean by that. So the mental load really is this thing where it's it's like the weight of everything, the sum of everything that you're actually thinking about and that you've got running through your mind at any one time. And so what happens then is that layers and that stacks and that literally creates almost like a feeling and a sensation of something really like hanging heavy on you and it really taking a toll and a weight on you that adds to not only the emotional pressure that you're feeling, but it also adds to the spiritual element of what you're trying to create in your life and the reality that you're trying to make for yourself. And so by understanding what mental load you're carrying around every day, the sum of all the parts that you keep thinking about, it really helps for you to come to an understanding and an appreciation of what might be possible once you start to drop some of that weight. So let me give you an example. An example here really is about the times where, say, you're being multiple roles in life. So you might be like me, a mum, a business owner, a mentor for people, a sister, a wife, a part-time book writer. So each one of these roles then carries this mental weight. And with the mental weight, then this all stacks on top of each other to create something that really ends up being quite a load to carry all the time. So each one of these tasks, you're constantly thinking about, well, what does the road ahead look like? What does this project look like? What are the components? What are the tasks? What are the pieces that need to come together? And forward planning it. Now, this happens automatically. This isn't something that you generally have to push yourself for. You usually go straight into this place where this mental load starts stacking on. Now, you take that all the roles that I spoke about, so say there's about 7 different roles. Each one of these roles then has a list of to-dos and a list of expectations, a list of judgments of yourself that you've either put on yourself or that you feel society has placed against what that role needs to look like, how it needs to function, way it needs to work, tasks it needs to undertake, things it needs to be successful in order to achieve what the designated role is supposed to look like and be like. And so all of this adds up to be mental weight. And so holding on to this mental load day after day after day becomes energetically exhausting, it becomes mentally fatiguing, and it actually starts to begin to affect your well-being. So the way to start addressing this is literally call time on it. Call time on the mental load and write down the components then that are really weighing on you, the stuff that's really hanging around either as tasks to do, expectations, judgments, pieces that you're really feeling are affecting you on the day-to-day. So if it's something that is a task that you've had for a long time, take a consideration, take a moment, sit down and make a cup of tea and just take a moment to write it down on a piece of paper about, excuse me, pardon me. Take a moment to consider and write down in a moment of what tasks that might entail. So it might be a whole series of activities or tasks, and it might just be one thing that you had planned to come back to that you never really got around to. Take a new perspective at this, take a new look at it and decide whether this thing actually needs to be done now anymore, or if it's actually complete, can it actually just be closed out and sent off on its merry way? And all of a sudden, guess what? That piece of that mental load is taken away from you. That weight is lifted off, and you're able to keep moving forward and focus your direction and your attention and your forward momentum, consolidating your energy with one less thing in that mental load. So that's just a little example of what might be possible by assessing that mental load for your lifestyle and for your work. So I'm Leah Kearns, and thanks again for joining me today. And I look forward to the next time when we're able to connect.